coming, and Perkins gets away, but now the ball's on the ground. Left, looking in trouble. And that's it. The Falcons are home. That's the key. There we go. Game on the line. A stumble. Nick behind. He's taken down. But for the second straight year, the game ends on a sack.
And we are back in the building, baby. Let's go. Oh,
we're here.
You guys, it's been too long. I miss you. My heart missed you.
Been too long.
It's the 1st of February. We are back in the building.
Here
Talking
we are.
some Super Bowl predictions.
Something of that sort.
There's a lot going on. We had some retirements. We got some arguments.
We should have
A lot of mints. But gentlemen, welcome back into the building. Men. I tried to mint it, but it didn't work.
Heyo.
Mint it. What is going on? Corey Spala, rocking the mint green hat.
Nice.
It's a dope hat.
Thank
I love
you.
that hat.
Yeah. Hey, I'm happy to be back. Took January off, so it was cool. Try to get the mental straight. Didn't, but here we are.
I laid off of fantasy football for a little bit. You know, I do the Sunday show, and then I lay off of it a little bit. I've been studying. Jeff, what is going on, my man? For whom J Bell tolls.
I like blend in, guys.
Blend.
Yeah, this is like the first time I've been on for like 10 minutes and I haven't said a word. So
you're eating, bro.
To be here.
What are you eating?
I had some little cheese, like they probably would be the equivalent of like pizza bites or something like
Yum.
but that's what I had. So
just cheese and sauce.
Just cheese and sauce with some Mike's hot honey on top. So
that hot honey
spiced it up a little bit. I'm telling you, you put it on pizza. Mike's Hot Honeys. We are open to sponsorship on the show. Mike's Hot Honey. If you're out there,
yes, we are.
Throw this in the YouTube algorithm. Mike's Hot Honey is a great topping for anything that you would potentially want to have,
or any hot honey. Whoever wants to sponsor the show, that's it. Okay, chef.
You know, I used to make my own hot honey.
Chef sponsors the show.
Jalapeno honey. It's not that hard. Like we could do this. If we push the hot honey, maybe we'll get a video in there.
I remember there was a big
and of course the other food connoisseur on the show, my man Nate Povo. What's going on, man? You're looking very Denver today.
Well, it's freaking cold. And it's snowing now, and I don't like it. And I'm in my basement. It's always cold. We don't actually have a thermostat down here because it's a boiler. So we're like, yeah, boiler mostly heats it.
Right.
But glad to be back, guys.
So
yeah.
Right.
It's great to see all your faces.
Yes.
It is great to be back. I'm so happy to be back with you guys. And it was nice to have a little bit of a break, but I missed you guys. And, you know, we do fantasy football on this, but this is more important. This is about seeing our friends every week. And so I'm thankful to see my friends again.
Yep. So important. We took a whole 4 weeks off.
Yeah, we were mourning the loss of the Bills.
Yeah, we didn't even have to talk about that. So, you know, I'm kind of thankful that we didn't have to talk about that. But
totally avoided that one, Jeff. You're so lucky.
I feel like all Dave does is make salsa. Like
dude, but he makes some amazing salsa. I want it so bad.
Put some hot honey in that salsa. Make it like a little sweet hot kind of thing.
No, I hope he's making that tomatillo salsa that he made the other day that he posted pictures of.
No tweets yet.
Come on, Dave, show us your salsa.
Usually he does. And by salsa, we mean your dance, not the food. Once a week.
Only once a week, he says.
Damn. Well, I made some garlic bread, like not like from the freezer. You know, I got like a nice loaf. I have a compound butter.
Nice.
And then a little bit, and then a little bit of parsley on top.
This episode is definitely food oriented. We got compound butter.
Well, I feel like
compound honey.
Twitter is food oriented.
Love compound butter.
Is it off-season Twitter that's food oriented?
I think any Twitter is food oriented, but
everybody has. right?
Yeah, it's an essential thing.
Yeah.
Chef, what are you gonna make? You said you have an 8, right?
I have not eaten. It's the Tuesday use. It's a Tuesday
buffalo chicken tenders,
buffalo chicken tenders, and a Caesar salad. You know,
Not bad.
That's my go-to on a Tuesday because I get to spend some time with you guys, so I don't have time to cook upstairs. But
Right.
I've been cooking some good stuff. I made like a chicken stir fry the one night. I did a slow roasted pork the other night.
Look at Chef getting down over there.
You know,
in New
Sunday
Jersey.
dinner.
Look
You
at
know,
a
we do
chef
the
being a chef.
sausage and the meatballs and the gravy with the rigatoni. Yeah, it's so good, so good.
Nice.
I like it because I know it's not like my job anymore. Like I just do it out of passion, and it feels better.
That changed the way I cooked at home once I wasn't doing it for a living anymore. Like, yeah, you can actually enjoy it when you're not doing it for a living. Change my mic.
Whoa! Right there.
You like went. It sounded like you went underwater.
You did go underwater a little bit.
That's because I was too close. I was trying to type.
Okay.
I had to change my Twitter handle because I changed my Twitter handle today.
You changed your
really?
Twitter handle. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
we're just out here changing Twitter handles. We're just changing.
Look,
everything.
Your name.
New
I
year,
feel-
Jeff.
Nate
You gotta
Polvo?
You
keep
gotta
up.
go lowercase, man. You gotta go lowercase.
Why?
It's this cool hip
Is that
thing
the
to do.
thing now?
If
Is
you
it?
need a midlife crisis, please use under caps. If you ever notice,
I'm
my
good,
typing-
dude. Getting into the fantasy sports industry was probably my midlife crisis move, and it's
Okay.
actually kind of worked out. So
Okay, good. Next, lowercase. You gotta put that setting on your phone, like don't capitalize letters.
Our Twitter avatars are those NFTs?
Can they be? Nate's looks like one. I'd buy it.
it does. Shout out Third and Short for the awesome.
Well, because like Twitter's like advertising. You can get an NFT for your avatar, but like as
I
aren't they
think
already?
our Scott Fishbowl avatars should be considered
Those
NFTs.
NFTs.
Those are
Yeah.
personalized,
One day I'll learn
created.
what an NFT is.
I
That's
still
true.
don't know. I still don't know what it is.
It's dumb.
Dude, there's so much cool stuff because like you could. It doesn't have to just be a picture. You could get like a gym membership. Blah blah blah.
It'll be your NFT. It's your
There's an artist I follow that sells his songs and beats as NFTs.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
Yeah,
I don't
just like
understand
is this football an NFT?
You gotta get it minted.
It has to
Gotta
be
get it
minted.
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 I'm gonna turn that Aaron Rodgers picture I did into an NFT. That's like the next Banksy, basically.
Yeah.
Let's
I
talk some-
tried
let's-
to make some quarterback NFTs.
Shut
Speaking
up.
Speaking of
Get over it.
quarterback, let's talk some football. Let's
It's
talk
about
some
time.
football.
I
What do you
guess
guys think
that's what
about
we're
the
doing.
Super Bowl?
It's
It's gonna be a good
that's gonna
game.
be played in like a week from Sunday. So
Yeah.
Justin's still.
Jeff's still bitter.
That's
Okay,
upset.
Nate, how
Well, I'm
do you
not
feel
bitter.
about the Super Bowl?
I'm excited. I think Cincinnati wins. Because Burrow, man, what a story.
awesome.
I mean, the fact that this dude can
Burr.
be the first person in football history to win a Heisman, a national championship, and a Super Bowl, and he could do it in 3 seasons total in a 3-year span.
Yeah.
seems good.
You
That
got
is a pretty good story. That is
Yeah.
that is a pretty good story.
And
I
the
didn't think
But then
Bengals
about
also-
it that way.
But then also, like, I love Matthew Stafford finally making it to a Super Bowl but I mean, guys,
I think he deserved it. He
he's
put
not a
his time in.
significant upgrade to Jared Goff. He's not a significant upgrade to
Who
Goff.
said that? I don't believe.
Fair, there's
Dude,
the-
I
said that.
I went back and found something I'd said about
Cowboy.
Stafford going to LA, and there were like 5 or 6 people that were like, who cares? He's no better than Jared Goff.
I'll never forget when Stafford went to LA because that was my first on-air conversation with Jeff Bell.
It was. I do remember that.
How'd it go?
We had the contract conversation and it was
late night.
nice. It was late night. Like it just happened.
I was on an iPad. I didn't know what I was doing, guys. I was on an
You
iPad.
were on an iPad.
Yeah, I was on an iPad. I was
Look
in
at
my
you now.
dining room. You know,
Look at
now
you now.
I-
You got lights and
now.
stuff.
Now you're in a
got cool
studio
lights
setting.
and-
You got a cool
I know,
background.
cool.
You got those
Yeah,
sound
right?
panels. You got an NFT behind you.
Apparently, it's not minted yet, but I've got a real microphone now, and so yeah, I'm just upgrading from there. But it was like
Back that up.
almost like I was treating it like a Zoom call. Like I was just on an iPad. Just what's going on?
Hey,
Let's talk about
that's how I
Matthew-
started as well. Like that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided I was like, if you're going to be on camera, you better at least look like you know what you're doing. Because
Right?
if you don't, no one's going to want to watch that.
Well, I think back to our first like early days, Chef, of the Waiver Wire show. And I need to go back and look at some of those because my setup was atrocious.
Oh,
It was so bad.
I had sound blankets or moving blankets hanging
Yep.
from my rafters in my
Mhm.
basement. Look how far we've come, guys. We've
Kind of
made
what
it.
I have now. That's like my upgraded setup. Like your beginning setup is like my upgraded setup.
Well, this basement didn't. It had cinder blocks. It didn't have any all these walls.
Yeah, and look
here,
at it
so
now, dude.
It looks great. Shout out to the wife.
It's beautiful.
Nice. So that football talk was great.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
happened really fast.
Well,
So you're saying the Bengals are going to win,
I think the Bengals
or you
are
want
gonna
them
win
to
this.
win?
I want the Bengals to win. This game really could go either way for me. Burrow. The thing is, Burrow's going to have years at this level. This team is set up to succeed for at least the near future, next 2 to 3 seasons.
Can they
Matthew
please
Stafford,
play
this
the
is his
Chiefs
chance.
before the Bills. Like if they can just play the Chiefs when the Bills played the Chiefs, and then we can play the Bengals in the next round. I'd prefer that because I think we're going to lose to Patrick Mahomes for 20 consecutive seasons. So if Joe Burrow's able to beat him before we have to, that would be great.
I think if the Bengals defense can keep up the way they kept up with the Chiefs and hold them and make some stops, they're not going to stop them all the time, but make some stops that count, it could lean their way. I'm on the fence. I really am like 50-50 on this one.
I mean, I feel coaching decisions are going to be great. Zach Taylor did some good halftime adjustments, being down 21-10. They got Sean McVay over there in the Rams. Like, it just comes down to maybe what coach tries to get too cute and then they outsmart themselves, maybe. I don't know how that goes, but it'll be a fun game to watch. It's just good that it's different. It's not
That
just
is
the
great,
Chiefs Bucks.
and I'm very excited for the Bengals. I'm excited for Taylor living in Ohio. We see excitement all around us. Obviously, I was heartbroken at the Chiefs Bills game. I'll be real, that was the most painful football game of my entire life, and it's still very raw. But it's okay. Now the Bengals have beaten the awful, terrible, no good Chiefs, and so I'm thankful to see them be eliminated, and I can be all excited about the Bengals now because there would have been a little bit of conflicted feelings, maybe like 1%, if it had been Bills Bengals, because this Cincinnati story is fantastic, and living here just up the road from it and seeing the excitement, these Bengals fans, like they didn't think this would ever happen to them. It's the type of thing. The Bengals were the type of organization that we know their shortcomings with Mike Brown, and financially they don't always go all in, and they're practicing probably outside right now because that's how the organization is run. But so many of these fans never expected to have this moment in their lifetime, and to have it come out just out of the blue, it's just really great. And so I'm definitely pulling for them, but I do kind of lean to the Rams. It reminds me a lot of last year's Super Bowl because I think the defensive line for St. Louis is not St. Louis, Los Angeles is going to really mess up the game for the Bengals.
I also am like kind of Nate. I want someone, but I think it's going to be the other. Yeah. The Rams will probably end up winning. Again, it kind of maybe just comes down to the line, and like Chef alluded to, the Bengals defense, maybe the secondary trying to hold on Kupp and OBJ. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, we know nobody covers.
Can't contain. You have to hold.
People don't even bother to cover Cooper Kupp. He just runs.
You can't
200
cover
yards every game.
No, that'll be fun. Who is the halftime show? I heard Eminem, right, is part of it.
Dr. Dre.
Wow.
Snoop Dogg.
Oh,
Snoop.
wow.
So it's all Cali except for Eminem's Detroit, but.
I actually saw a tweet, someone saying this is the closest thing Detroit will be to a Super Bowl. Stafford,
Eminem. Yeah.
It was kind of funny.
It's going to be a good halftime show. I'm excited.
That's cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Super Bowl. So what about like X factors? We kind of talked about it a little bit there, but is there like one specific player that could determine?
For me, it's going to be the Jamar Chase versus Jalen Ramsey matchup. Because if Ramsey can effectively neutralize Jamar Chase and he has to start going Boyd Higgins, that could be a problem.
That's sick. Hold on.
Mary J. Blige too?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
J. Blige.
That's awesome.
Dude, this is like my high school years coming all back together. It's so great. I love it.
That's pretty cool. I might actually have to watch
Shout out hip hop and R&B. 90s hip hop and R&B. I like it.
But let Nate said Jalen Ramsey Chase. That's pretty cool.
I want to see what Higgins can do because I'm interested.
Sure.
I was a big advocate of buy high on T. Higgins in September when he was in that rut, and his value is just sky high right
As it
now,
should.
and it is climbing and climbing, and I'm like, okay, get up a little bit higher. I was on the show the other day, and we were talking about startup ADP, and it's up there, man. His value is high right now.
It should be.
Guys, I
Recency
haven't done a
bias?
single startup other than Jeff.
Oh, I probably won't do
I'm
any
so
startups.
proud of myself.
I probably won't
Well,
do
yeah,
any
me too.
startups.
The
I'll do some
C2C?
rookie drafts, but
C2C startup,
Can I pull it
Yeah.
up?
the Royale
It's
League.
It's been a fun draft so far.
Campus
Pull
to
it up.
Learning
Canton.
experience, I'm sure. Yeah, we're doing an entry into Campus to Canton. We've tried to scale it back to make it more accessible. We are doing only Power 5 on the college side. We're doing
What's up,
best ball
Phil?
on the college side. So one of the frustrations on the college side is the injury information is very much different than the NFL. And you might have a guy that's a late scratch and you just don't even see it because that's just the nature of the beast. So we're best balling this thing out so that people don't have to worry about that. We're doing only the Power 5, which makes it a little bit easier to manage the player pool, but also it kind of adds a little bit of element to the rookie drafts as well. So a lot of times when you're in the C2C leagues and you're going through, everybody's in the pool, your picks that are going to be in your rookie draft are very, very depleted. And you're really looking back like fourth round, and the fourth round, if you're lucky, is like your 101. And so this way we'll at least have like guys like Malik Willis would be in the draft. And so there'd be some interest there. So it's just a whole idea to try to get more accessibility into the crossover between college fantasy football, NFL fantasy football, the dynasty community, the C2C community. And we're just trying to make a real effort with the podcast with the Devy Royale to make that accessible.
That's awesome. It's the bridge. It's the fantasy football bridge.
Dude, this
trying,
spreadsheet is insane.
Looks like the
by
Rainbow
way.
Bridge from Mario Kart.
How do I get to our teams here? Let's pull up our teams.
You want to go to rosters.
Okay, so who we have here? Nate. So here's Nate's team right here. Who was your first pick? Evan?
No.
You would have taken Zach Evans as his first pick.
Evans?
Yeah, it was Zach Evans.
Look at that. Jeff, what do these names stand out to you that like his later round picks? Any of them? Like Rattler and
I mean, they're all we're not digging too deep yet. So the thing to realize is, we're in the 8th round here, and there's 65 people or 65 teams, and so you're almost doubling your normal player pool. And so if you think about it being as like the 4th or 5th round in your NFL startup, you're not digging too deep yet. So we'll get there. We'll get there soon. But all these guys are players right now.
All right, hold on. Now that I have you here, how is my team?
Your
It's
team is
terrible.
good. Kendry Miller is a guy that TCU, I'm blanking on the name, who just came in. They had a big transfer that just came in that might put him on the bench.
Missed
But
that
I do like.
part.
So Will Levis is a guy he's very toolsy, and he's that dual threat quarterback. So get you some points there.
I saw
Brock
that
Bowers.
rushing.
I like that pick for Brock Bowers. I was eyeing him and Michael Mayer when you guys took him. So I would have taken him probably if he came back around in the 2nd round there. And you got good depth. You've got guys that are, I'm a big believer in big programs, and you're kind of doing that because we kind of see those guys end up as the top end of the NFL draft. And so, you're hitting your Georgias and your Alabamas. So they know what they're doing.
Yes, sir.
So explain this to me, because I'm not very accustomed to. This is a Devy league, correct?
This is would technically be considered a C2C league, but this is a Royale league.
So it's a Royale league, and I see a lot of college players on there. So it's just
only
college
college
players right now. It's
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
college players.
There are 2 different drafts, and so you're managing 2 different leagues, and right now we are in the college draft, and so you draft a college team up, and so throughout the week you're playing the college football. So if you're just bored on a Saturday, you can tune in, watch football, and your fantasy guys are going to be playing there on Saturdays. And then there's the NFL side. The college side, we're doing best ball. The NFL side, we're going to be setting lineups. So college side, should be minimal management. You're going to have 35-man rosters. So you're just like in your dynasty leagues, those last bench spots might churn a little bit, but the reality of it is you're going to have pretty locked in on it. It's best ball. It's going to run for you. So you don't have to worry about that. But then the NFL side is just like your normal dynasty league, your normal NFL dynasty league. And then as players graduate out of your college team, they move directly onto your NFL roster. And then we have a supplemental draft that essentially will be the G5. And if anybody's undrafted, that instead of your normal rookie draft. And so if you're sitting here and you've got Bijan Robinson, he's going to be likely the number 101 in the 23 draft. You've already got him and you're enjoying a year of college production, and then you're going to have him on your NFL roster.
What's the roster sizes on each side of it?
So we're doing 30-man rosters on the NFL side and 35-man rosters on the college side.
65 players. That's boss.
Well, 65 65 total players. There's 65 college teams in the Power 5. And so your player pool from your typical NFL is doubled because you've got twice as many teams. But a lot of times if you're in a pure C2C league, you're dealing with 120 college teams, and that is your mind is exploded. And that can make it very difficult because knowing, like Western Kentucky throws the ball every single play, and they rack up crazy. Bailey Zappe is in the class this year in the quarterback, and Jareth Stearns is wide receiver. That he's a little guy, but they rack up crazy numbers in the passing game. And in the G5, you get some very creative offenses that really flow in one direction. In Power 5, it's not quite as bad. It's a little bit tamer. It's a little bit closer to an NFL style offense through most Power 5 offenses.
Oh.
You just blew my mind. Hey, Jeff, have you ever been tested for photographic memory?
I don't think I have a photographic memory. I do remember a bunch of random stuff, though. I was talking to Dave about how I remember Ramont Harris and Jeff Graham when he was bringing up old Bears wide receivers. So,
oh my gosh. So we have some news, right, Nate?
Yes.
Let's talk about it, man.
So according to Chris Ballas, who is the senior editor at the Wolverine, Jim Harbaugh is planning to sign with the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay. Why are we showing?
Why
Matt
are we
Rule?
looking
That's
at
my
Matt
fault.
Rule?
Hey, that's my fault.
People say that I look like Matt Rule. Do you guys see it? I don't know.
When you take
No.
off your glasses, perhaps a little bit.
Not really.
Yeah,
No.
a little bit. Just because of the facial hair and everything. I don't know.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh man.
Look at
Got it. Let me put my chats down too, by the way.
that's your guy. That's
Some
Look
good,
at him.
khakis. He's ready for a glass of
some
milk.
good cut and paste there. The Photoshop.
He is bad in purple, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
That's something else. Yeah,
Let's
know,
go
good
to
for
a
them.
video.
That's a big move for the Vikings. It'll be interesting to see who Minnesota or who Michigan hires to.
So the
replace him.
report is they're going after Matt Rule.
That's who that other. Yeah, my fault.
You're gonna lure him from Carolina, huh?
Well,
And look at Dalvin. This is why he was so happy the other day.
Oh yeah, Dalvin's gonna eat in this.
He's gonna be number 4 now. That's interesting.
Yeah, why?
Yeah.
What was his college number?
It's a
Probably
good question.
number 4. I don't know.
Probably number 4.
So Dalvin Cook. So Harbaugh going over there. Does he get his quarterback in this draft, or do they keep Cousins going for a little bit? Get him for whatever. New
I
contract?
think he starts to be aggressive, and I think Cousins might be off the chart, off the reservation.
no, everything I've been reading is that they don't want him back. And that was part of the reason they ditched Zimmer, is because Zimmer refused to give Teddy Bridgewater a chance. And they were frustrated with Kirk Cousins.
for sure.
And
I don't know. Obviously, I don't know if that's true, but
I don't know. It seemed like last year we saw a little bit of movement with Matthew Stafford. Quarterbacks don't move like that often. So everybody's talking about all these guys, and my mind was blown today that there are a lot of people that lean that Aaron Rodgers is not going to leave. And I thought for sure it seemed like he was pretty done. But, people expect big movement out of quarterback, and reality is they don't move very often at all.
But we've had movement. On the contrary to that.
Last
We had
couple of
Darnold,
years.
Bridgewater, Newton.
Well, ones that matter.
I mean,
How about that?
Hey, I mean, there's movement going on there. Big Ben just retired. We had
Thank
the big
God.
trade last year. Like there was a lot of movement for quarterback last year, and I think it's going to pick up. And you're right. In the past, a lot of franchise quarterbacks were there. But now it seems like every 3 or 4 years, unless you're part of that old era of quarterback, these younger quarterbacks are moving around. Like Baker Mayfield, he may be moving. Who knows? Like he could be on the Minnesota Vikings easily. They could do a trade.
Baker Mayfield for Kirk Cousins, who says no.
Yeah. And I've heard it going around. So like that is something intriguing just to think about for a second when you turn around and you say, well, there's not much movement. Normally there's not much movement, but in the recent year or two, we have had a lot more quarterback movement.
That's true. But what about quarterbacks that matter?
Quarterbacks that matter. What about is it too early to start talking about Desean Watson? Quarterbacks
I don't
that
think
could matter.
Well, with the Brian Flores news today, I don't think. I mean, he's not getting a job.
Who?
No,
Brian Flores. He's not getting a job, and he did this today, knowing full well he wasn't going to get another job.
And I'm
so
happy
that kind of changes how I feel about Desean Watson, because I think we all assumed Brian Flores wanted Watson. Brian Flores was going to go to Houston and get Desean Watson. If the franchise doesn't want him, but where does he go?
Who, the coach?
Watson
or Watson?
Where do you think Watson ends up?
Houston,
on a starting roster somewhere.
You think he starts in Houston?
If nothing happens,
Look at this trade proposal. Sorry.
Watson goes to another team. I don't know where, but he's definitely going to play in 2022. Trade for McCaffrey. Now, Matt Rule might be a guy that's like, you know what? Give me a real quarterback.
That's why he's going to Michigan.
If he decides to stay with Carolina, you know, you might be going to Michigan all of a sudden, according to Nate.
No, I don't know anything.
Look at this.
What is this?
This is
a trade proposal from heavy.com.
Heavy.com. The noted journalist
looks pretty heavy.
Heavy.com.
Looks like somebody just is I don't know. Okay.
Let's slap Saquon's name on there so we can put it in the title.
Yeah. I'm not an
advocate. You know what, Heavy?
I'm
sorry. No disrespect to Heavy, but
yeah, I don't know if I'm really going there for news sources. I think that we can formulate our own little trades and kind of end up at the same place, but that is what it is.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. What are some realistic spots for him?
Miami,
Pittsburgh,
Houston,
Denver.
Anybody that doesn't have quarterback.
Anybody that has either picks
anybody that doesn't have quarterback.
Yeah. There's
some reckoning coming in Denver after their involvement in that Flores lawsuit. I mean, the franchise is for sale, obviously, but I think Elway's got to be gone.
Hiring Hackett, if they don't get Aaron Rodgers and if they don't get even Desean Watson or Russell Wilson, I don't know what's happening there, because you'd have to think that that's going to be some massive overhaul. It seems like hiring Hackett, you know, I was kind of surprised in the sense that I remember him being the Bills offensive coordinator and thinking like, this guy has got no clue. And he went to Jacksonville after that, ended up in Green Bay, and now he's a head coach. And it does kind of feel like it's a move strictly to woo Aaron Rodgers, which if that's the case at all, like, how's that guy you're going to be your coach if you don't get Aaron Rodgers? But that's just
so what you're saying is we're probably screwed. It makes sense though. This organization has been making bad decisions for a long time. Elway bailed himself out by landing Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he is not a good executive, and people in the city don't like him. He's known as an enormous asshole, a drunk, like to the point where he's been 86th from so many steakhouses he had to open his own. I'm not even kidding.
Hey, if you could open your own, give the guy some credit. My best memories of John Elway is the throw. I remember growing up as a kid out in the snow, and we were just naming players and doing moves.
Yeah.
And that was the go-to.
John Elway.
Yeah, and
it is a good steakhouse.
The helicopter,
very good.
Super Bowl, that's one that I always remember.
Look, as a player, he gave me some amazing memories growing up as a kid. Okay,
well,
I'm not going to take that away.
Nice place, somewhere I would go to eat.
It's not cheap.
Lamb chop fondue. That sounds delicious.
Let me get that. Yeah, that bone and
Any hot honey on there? I'm sure
Yeah,
there is
did they got
somewhere.
hot honey?
$9 on the fillet there.
Full circle.
John Elway's
broccoli.
salmon.
$14 for broccoli.
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny. Yes, dude.
And
it's
only
funny though
Scotty.
because
it has a cheese sauce.
It's got cheese.
Oh,
sauce.
Mike
my
Shanahan.
fault, my fault. We're good.
Mike Shanahan opened a steakhouse to compete with Elway's. So there's Shanahan's and there's Elway's in Denver. Jeff laughing. It's hilarious.
I think that's very funny.
Well, they hate with each
Shanahan's
other.
Steakhouse? Are you serious?
Yeah, it's
Oh my
Mike Shanahan's.
That's their pitcher?
Yeah.
That doesn't look
I've never been to this one. It's way
it's almost
south of
Valentine's
us.
Day. I gotta take care.
Yeah,
of
are these chain restaurants? Is that what
No.
it is? There's
Elway's has multiple locations.
scroll down and there's got to be some hot honey on the menu somewhere.
This website sucks. I like Elway's website better. I don't.
They've got the grilled octopus though,
Yeah.
They have
It
a
looks like some of
They
these
have a children's menu.
have stole my
A
For
6-ounce
$20
fillet
on
for
my
a
phone.
kid? Are you crazy?
my
No.
son might be able
Jackson
to
will
use a
have the
6-ounce
breaded
fillet.
chicken fingers. Thank you.
My kid could
Just a
probably
side of
polish off at
fries.
least half of a 6-ounce fillet right now.
And your kid doesn't even have teeth yet.
He's got two. He's got two
got
little
two.
nubs.
Okay,
That's all I
stuck in his
need.
tongue.
Now.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's all he
Two
needs.
little nubs, but he
That's good. Wow.
he eats everything.
Man, I missed you guys.
Miss you too.
What do we
I do
have we
think-
drafted anything tonight?
Yeah.
Corey
We're gonna
Corey's
draft.
shaking his head no.
What if
that-
we drafted the
Steakhouse.
team we would most want to be the coach of?
Okay, so Chef's taking
Right
Giants.
now?
Jeff's taking the Bills. I'm taking the Broncos. Corey's a wild card.
I'm going to
Would that be your first pick? Like that's your career? Like you're just gonna take the Broncos or the Giants and just I'll step into that mess and I'll try to fix it? Or are you gonna grab
Yeah,
Patrick
yeah.
Mahomes or Josh Allen and
Yeah,
cruise
sure.
for you know?
That's a fair point.
Am I guaranteed an X amount of years, or do I actually have to like?
No,
be good?
you're like
Oh,
the real
that's a-
coach. You get
we should-
fired in 2 years. If you
Oh yeah,
take
yeah.
the
You're not
Giants
guaranteed
job.
anything.
Well, then I might as well have some fun with it. All right, let's do it.
All right. No holds bar.
I mean, if I go to the Broncos, I'm like a hometown hero, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could be.
Or
You
some-
know,
if
it's
you
like
do
Madden.
Team names for WFT. Wow, it's been a minute, huh?
Yeah,
Do they have? Does it have to be an NFL franchise, or can it be any sport?
Are you gonna coach like your little league baseball here? What's going
Gonna
on
pick
here?
the Red
No,
Sox.
professional sports.
NFL team.
Okay, we're going
Oh,
strictly
I don't
NFL
mind
teams.
professional. That's a good. Okay. Nate, you're
Well-
italicized.
It's because I'm
Well,
special.
Jeff's first. What do you
Jeff
want?
is
Well, I'm
always
gonna
first.
pick the Bills. I mean,
Of course.
you got Josh Allen and the Bills.
Is there a time limit on this? Like, does our time as the coach run out, and then we have to go to our second team? Is that what it happens?
Well, it's like, maybe it's like med school where you're like, this is my dream job, but if I don't get it, then what would be my second choice?
Podiatrist.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
They do a draft
really
like in
think
med
about
school.
this.
You list your cities you want to go, and then they list their cities where they want to take you. And
I'm
going
going
to
to take the Giants. I mean, it's my home team. I have to go with my
Yeah.
home team first and foremost. But there's a couple other ones on my list. So
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna just go with the Bengals, dude.
damn
All
it.
right. Can't blame you.
Are you a Bengals fan now, Corey? I feel
I
like
submitted my fandom pre-season.
you did.
Yes,
Well,
you did. I
that.
remember. Yeah.
I don't know about
Never
not
wrote him a letter though. I
preseason.
think that there needs to be an
Not
official
preseason.
letter to be written to the team to say like, I am a free agent fan. What can you give me?
Are you a
totally
part of their
should've done
fan
that.
chat on Twitter?
Absolutely.
And then that's all you need.
Rule the jungle. Just so
that
everyone knows, again, I submitted this preseason, not preseason,
Yes.
but before the real season. And I'm just saying, you're welcome,
Okay.
Nate.
So I'm going to go first pick Denver Broncos, obviously. Second pick, I'm taking the Cleveland Browns
Why?
because
he wants
Jen's family is all from Ohio.
Oh,
Her
okay.
dad has turned me into a Browns fan.
So that's cute. That's a
All
good
right.
reason.
All right.
I'd like to turn the franchise around for my father-in-law, right?
That's so cute.
It's time to get a Super Bowl.
The household has both teams. That's so cute. Oh, I'm up again. Okay. Well, I mean, really? I mean, yeah. Let's just lock down Patty Mahomes forever.
I was gonna take the Chiefs and cut Patrick Mahomes as my first course of action, but
And cut him.
yeah, just cut him. I'm gonna cut everybody off the team.
All right,
And,
so
and
this,
then sign them
this
to your bill.
team is on the brink of really being good. It just needs some right decisions. It's got a great atmosphere,
Why is that underlined?
and that is the LA Chargers.
Nice.
Oh man, that was gonna be one of my
That would be a
picks.
great gig.
Get
that
hurt.
I would
Great
love
gig.
it. You live in LA, you're by the beach, you got young superstar quarterback to build your franchise around, nice colored jerseys,
Good ones, yeah. Powder, I like that. Nice yellow, vibrant.
So yeah, LA Chargers. Give me
So,
the LA Chargers.
That was going to be one of my picks, but I'll go with the Arizona Cardinals. So I've got Kyler Murray there in Arizona, a nice stadium, a nice place to live. So I'll go with that first. And then I'm going to go. This one would be a nightmare, but if you do it right, you would be a superstar. And so I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys.
Nice.
Mhm.
Ooh, you go down in history if you make it there.
Yep.
Dallas Cowboys. That was a good pick.
That was good.
I'm gonna stay with the nice weather, and I'm gonna say the Miami Dolphins. They haven't been to a Super Bowl in forever. I wanna live in Miami. Nice weather. Again, nice young quarterback, and Tua, who knows, franchises can turn around. They've had their moments of sparkle, but yeah, Miami Dolphins.
I like that one. This one, I'm thinking branding. I'm thinking marketing. I'm trying to get a nice central hub. And that starts with going back to the hometown area and taking the Chicago Bears. And we're going global with it, expanding the businesses and eating some good food.
There you
Love
go.
it. All right. So I'm going to take the Houston Texans here. I think they've got some talent on that team, and they were a lot better than I think anybody expected this season. And I like either Desean Watson or Davis Mills, really, honestly. Either or. As a coach, I'd take either one because I like what I saw out of Davis Mills. And then for my last one, I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Nice. That's a good one.
I was a Steelers fan as a kid anyway, so that's a cool franchise.
I mean, it's all about the
Pittsburgh's
city.
beautiful.
It's all about the city, the fans.
Mhm.
You get some people behind you.
Yep.
I guess quarterback sometimes matters, but you'll figure that one out.
Man, they're all AFC teams.
Oh, I'm up. My fault. How many teams?
Come
is
on,
4,
you're
8,
rock.
12. That's third. I don't even know if I know any more teams.
I know 10 teams, and that's it. Follow
Yeah, hold
up
on, one
my
sec.
analysis
One
at
sec.
Chris
My
Taylor.
fault. Who has a young quarterback? How about that? A young quarterback, a nice city, at least some
Philly?
good-
Detroit.
Dude, I love. I love Brad Holmes. Yeah, let's do Detroit, bro. We got Jared Goff for ever. Should I do Detroit? I'm from here. I went to college in the area. I like Brad Holmes. I'm going. Yeah, thank you for that. Actually, let's go Detroit because I'm a big Brad Holmes fan. So with him at my GM, I cannot fail as a head coach.
That's what's up. I'm gonna take my 50% chance of moving to LA and say the LA Rams.
Okay.
You snaked me twice on LA there. 'Cause I was going to
Yes.
go with the Rams, so that's a good pick there.
Same atmosphere, and I think the Rams really own that stadium more than the Chargers do.
They're the Lakers.
The Chargers like rent space there.
Yeah, I was
Chargers-
talking
the
about.
Chargers are
So,
the
like,
Clippers.
how did the Rams become the Lakers and the Chargers become the Clippers? Like, I'm very intrigued by this and confused by this. Like, is it
Swag.
Is it
The
like
Rams were
simply that-
first.
What was it? They just got there first, or like, is there
Yes.
ties from when they were in LA before, or they just
Possibly.
are the better team right now? But it does really feel like the Rams are the Lakers and the Chargers are the Clippers. And I don't know. The Clippers used to be in San Diego, maybe that's why. But it does kind of, I get that vibe. I'm
I
gonna
do
go. Gosh, I'm torn here because I could go two entirely different directions. So the one direction, if I were to
Ayo.
take the Jacksonville Jaguars job, that is I've got a young franchise quarterback, and I'm already a massive immediate upgrade over their hated coach previously. And so just be nice to people.
Just walking
and
in
people
the
will
door.
love you there, walking in the door. But the other end of the spectrum would be the San Francisco 49ers, because, they almost were in the Super Bowl, and they've got Debo, and I love Trey
Fred
Lance.
Warner.
I'm going to take that job. I'll take the 49ers job. But the
Nice.
tradition, having Debo, having my
Spell
new
that
young
shit
quarterback, Trey Lance, almost making the
Fred
Super Bowl,
Warner.
I'll go with
Close
them.
to wine country.
That's really nice. What other teams did we miss that are maybe
16.
Right.
Roughly.
The Jets,
I was
baby.
considering Baltimore Ravens. I think would be a team worth
Oh.
considering. Having Lamar
Yeah.
Jackson, having a history of success there. If you want to go big market, the New York Jets would be in consideration, depending on how you feel about
I
Zach
was thinking
Wilson.
about the
Obviously,
Jets, but I didn't want to be in the same. And I could never do that as a Giants fan.
Yeah.
Growing up, I could never
Right.
coach the Jets.
following in the footsteps of Bill Belichick, that would be a difficult thing to do, I would have to imagine.
Yeah,
And
no, thank you.
Yeah, no way. No
That's
way.
why-
Yeah, I don't
McDaniels
think I'd
left.
want to do that.
Yeah, that's why McDaniels left. He's like, get me out of here.
Is he going to be any good in Vegas?
Mm-hmm.
I
Hunter
kind of,
Renfrow to the moon.
well, I think Hunter Renfrow, I think Derek Carr is going to be much better. Just wrote about that, actually.
Josh
I'm higher
Jacobs
on
could turn
Carr.
into the new James White plus.
Yep. I think this is good all around for their offense, which obviously I don't love. I want to see them fail, but
Well, I said yesterday that McDaniels, he looked at the decision and he said, I could hang around New England until Mac Jones is about 30 and become the head coach when Bill Belichick finally retires, or I can go coach 30-year-old Mac Jones immediately and Derek Carr. So,
I saw it. I was choosing to ignore it, is all.